It's been said a rivalry that defies the odds, refutes analysis, and laughs at the experts. As anticipated as the fall foliage, this weekend has been special. It began with a bang 8 decades ago when Gene McEver ran back the opening kickoff. For 65 years, the sidelines have featured headliners, legends, the General Robert Nealon, and a gentleman known simply as Bear. And a series which has served as a great stage for leading men like Kenny Stabler's comeback in 1966 and Speedy Willie Gault, who led a fall win in 1982. All a part of a spectacle of college football, crimson red and bright orange, the colors of fall, and the third Saturday in October. And out of the South Tunnel, the Crimson Tide of Alabama. And what is about to happen, one of the great traditions in all of college football. When that tee splits, the balls will come out to the roar of 97,000, and the players say they can't feel their feet hit the turf. And here they come. Welcome once again to CFA Prime Time, and tonight we are extremely excited to be back in Knoxville, Tennessee. In fact, if you wouldn't be human, the hair on your arms will stand up a little bit when that scene occurs, particularly on the third Saturday in October. What makes it special? Well, they're neighboring states. A lot of states are, and they have rivalries, but nothing compared to this one, Alabama and Tennessee. Maybe you could say back in 1939 when the Associated Press started their top 20. Since then, 42 times at least one of these teams has been a member of the top 20 when they faced off that third week in October. Mike Godfrey joins me on the telecast as usual. Let's talk about quarterbacks. It was an injury to a shoulder to Barker last week for Alabama. He didn't throw much yesterday. Mike, what's his status?
Ron, he has a bruised shoulder, and it shouldn't affect him in this ballgame unless he gets hit on the shoulder. But Alabama needs Jay Barker. He's won 29 games as a starter, and I really believe in this ballgame tonight, they're going to force Jay Barker to have the same kind of game plan he had against Georgia, throw the ball and open up the running game with Sherman Williams.
Peyton Manning, true freshman. They've never had a true freshman start for either team in this series. What kind of pressure is that?
He's got a lot of pressure on him. And I think Bill Oliver, the defensive coordinator for Alabama, will stick 8 people up on the line of scrimmage, trying to take that big offensive line out of the game and make Peyton Manning beat him.
Let's go down to Mike Adamle. Mike, what do you have for us?
Well, Ron and Mike, it has been said many times that history has a way of repeating itself. That maxim certainly holds true in this rivalry. Peyton Manning may be the first freshman quarterback ever to lead Tennessee in the battle against Alabama, but he is not the first third stringer as he was listed on the preseason depth charts. In 1967, Bubba Weiss subbed for the injured Dewey Warren, the Swamp Rat. His backup, Charlie Fulton, was also hurt, and all Bubba did was help the Volunteers snap Bama's 25-game undefeated streak. The upset is documented in the pages of Sports Illustrated and now enshrined as one of the great games ever played on the third Saturday in October. It is getting loud down here. It should be a great night, Ron.
So coming up next, the Crimson Tide and the Volunteers. 1994 version of Alabama and Tennessee underway. Alabama has won the toss. They have elected to receive. Gibson is back deep as Becksport, the senior out of Chattanooga, gets a foot into it, and we're off and going. Marcel West breaks it at the 25, and Becksport will finally knock him out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Now the starting lineups brought to you by Russell Athletic. For the Crimson Tide of Alabama, Jay Barker, he threw some at practice yesterday, but not a great deal. His effectiveness, well, it's essential for Alabama to be successful tonight. The wide receivers, Patrick Malone, he's the big play man. Gene Stallings is hoping that Jay Barker can get the ball to him. And on the offensive line, number 69, well, Stevenson is probably playing the most consistently of all right now.
Before the snap, we have illegal motion, offensive team, 5 yards.
Well, that's what the noise will do to you here at this stadium. Kareem McNeil came out of his stance, 5 yards stepped off against Alabama. Fakes it to Williams, holds on to it, and he's going to run it. And will get out of bounds sliding at the 39-yard line. The starters on defense for Tennessee. Ben Talley has made the switch from linebacker to that defensive end spot that's really helped the defense. So the new basic linebacker, number 47, Tyrone Hines, and that has made a great difference as well. And in the secondary, safety Jason Parker. Coaches say that he's playing the best in that position coming into this ball game. Pitch to Williams. Nice open field tackle, but he's close to the first down at the 44-yard line. Jason Parker, the young man we were just talking about, came up to make the stick on him.
Ron, Jay Barker tonight needs the same kind of game and same type of game plan he had against Georgia, where they open it up throwing the football, a lot of play action passes, and that will open up Sherman Williams and the running game.
I have a feeling that probably Gene Stallings' heart jumped up in his throat on that first play when he kept the ball and ran on the pass play.
Well, he slid down just near the end line, so he didn't want to take that hit.
They'll have the first down as Sherman Williams. The senior will take it out across the 45 to the 48. Mike Adam Lee, let's go back down to you quickly.
Well, officially running, Mike, Jay Barker's injury, not a separation, not a torn rotary cuff, a severe sprain with muscle spasms. The biggest thing that the trainers are concerned about, not his throwing, but whether or not he gets hit or land on that shoulder. That's the thing that we'll watch.
It's a great point, and that's probably one of the reasons I brought up the thing about him running on that first down. Throws that one complete to Curtis Brown. So in the short strike to the 45-yard line, it's going to bring up a second down and about 3 for Alabama.
First down is a big down for both these offenses tonight. The veteran quarterback Jay Barker, the rookie quarterback Peyton Manning, because it gives you so many luxuries on second and third to be second and 3 yards to go. You can go either way. First down, Tennessee wants to own it on defense. Alabama wants to own it on offense.
You see Alabama comes out with 2 tight ends. Actually, they split one off as both Pate and Rutledge are in the ballgame. Tennessee shows blitz, and they come with it. And Williams gets to the outside. Inside the 40, pushed out of bounds near the 35 by Ronald Davis. Nice block by Terrence Lynch.
Terrence Lynch, the fullback, number 45, really gets a good seal block here on number 47. Tyrone Hines, the new linebacker, and Sherman Williams picks up the first down.
Mike, how important is it for Alabama to have success, particularly to score a touchdown on this opening drive here?
Well, you talk about Tennessee, they think they're jinxed in the series, so if you go behind, all of a sudden those figures of losing so many games to Alabama starts to pop up.
There again, positive yardage, and so far that's the way it's been with the running game. It's been since 1985 since Tennessee has defeated Alabama. Of course, last year, so disappointing, 17-17 tie. Bama had to do that in the last 60 seconds of play.
David Palmer with the 2-point play, but Alabama feels they own Tennessee. Tennessee seniors would like to win this football game. They have not beaten an Alabama squad.
Williams again. Lynch in front with the block. He gets a good one, and he breaks it open inside the 20, and is going to be caught inside the 15 by Raymond Austin.
What Alabama is doing is sealing Tennessee inside. Terrence Lynch is going to get a block again on Tyrone. It's on number 1 this time. Ronald Davis really opened it up for Sherman Williams, and then you see the defensive back trying to take the ball away. That's Raymond Austin, number 28.
Austin came very close to ripping it away from him as Williams gets a break, and Steger will come in. Look at this. 18 times they've scored inside the 20. 10 touchdowns, 8 field goals. Steger goes to the left side. He'll be inside the 5-yard line. Jason Parker again up from the secondary, and we have him unofficially already for 3 tackles. Not a good sign for the Volunteers.
No, it's not a good sign, because I felt like tonight that the defensive line of Tennessee had to whip the offensive line of Alabama. They felt like that was an edge for them. So far in this game, as we start this ball game, Alabama's offensive line is knocking them off the line of scrimmage.
Mike, we haven't had anything close to negative yardage.
Winning first down, 4+ yards is a win. 4 for 4 for Alabama.
They try to go to the left, and this time the shortest gain of the night on this series, a gain of maybe 1, is Shane Burton on that left defensive tackle spot. Comes across to make the hit. Then Austin up from the secondary to help as well.
Ron Larry Marmy, the defensive coordinator, was talking about Jay Barker, and he said, you know, he's underrated. The thing he does, most quarterbacks would love to do. He leads you to wins. He avoids the rush, and he moves around, and he makes big plays. Now, I don't know of any other quarterback you'd like to have in there, but a guy is 29-1-1.
Timeout is called by Tennessee, so we'll take it with him. 10:27 left in this opening quarter. Down, Barker puts it on his hip for the end zone. Nobody is there. Lynch is the man that he wanted.
Ron, they didn't buy the fake at all. Steve White, number 64, knew they were going to run a play-action pass. He didn't take the fake, and he was in to put pressure on Jay Barker. Jay Barker with an excellent fake just to give there. They thought he'd give the football, but you see number 64, Steve White, he didn't buy it at all. Never gave the play time to develop.
So that means that Proctor will attempt this field goal from a severe angle from 21 yards away. And he knocks it home. So we'll hold it right here with 10 minutes and 18 seconds left in this opening quarter. It is Alabama 3-0.
Excellent drive by Alabama. Jay Barker, the quarterback, engineered it. 3 points. And again, Ron, you have to think, if you're Tennessee, when a team has your number and they go down the field like that, they've struggled offensively all year, except in the Georgia game, and all of a sudden they play you a little differently. And this may be a team, an Alabama team, that plays according to the competition.
You may be exactly right. Let's show you the standings. First of all, in the east of the Southeastern Conference, Florida with a 4-1 record after being surprised at home today. Then South Carolina, Tennessee at 2-2. Georgia, Vanderbilt, and Kentucky. In the West, here are the standings. Alabama 3-0. Mississippi State, also Arkansas with 2 victories. Then LSU, Ole Miss, and of course Auburn, not eligible for the SEC title, 5-0 and 7-0. And we would be remiss if we didn't say that, to me, is one of the really great stories I've seen in a long time in college football.
I think they have a leg up on winning the national championship now if they can just win out, even though they're not going to play in a bowl game.
That was Billy Williams you were looking at. He is finally healthy again. He'll take the kickoff from the 2. Gets by the wedge and will be knocked down at the 23-yard line. So let's check the starters. Peyton Manning, hard to find a freshman who has ever started in this game, but tonight Manning puts his name in the record books. Wide receivers, Billy Williams, as we mentioned, he's finally healthy. All the offensive coaches are smiling about that because you got to double him. And in the offensive line, Bubba Miller, normally the starting center. He's got a broken right hand, so he and Jeff Smith will interchange. Smith will be at center tonight. Peyton Manning, you could see the shift at the last minute as Stewart goes straight ahead with the running play, and he'll take it for a couple. As we look at the starters on defense for the 4-3 Alabama Crimson Tide, 98 Matt Parker, playing very well right now. In fact, he returned a fumble for a touchdown just last week. The linebackers, Ralph Staten, still having problems with an injured elbow, but he's starting tonight. They need his leadership. And Sam Shade in the secondary, still not back starting at that strong safety spot. In fact, tonight, Cedric Samuel moves from his cornerback position, and Shade will play tonight, but he will not start in this ball game. Play action, slip screen to the corner. And a nice open field stop at the 29 as Billy Williams made the reception.
It's Kelvin Moore, number 95, that made the tackle, the defensive end. If you look at Peyton Manning's statistics, 519 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. And they'd like to get him off with some confidence tonight. That was a little quick throw there to give him some confidence here early.
Little Fulmer pacing. He knows that The Crimson Tide is going to give the freshman a lot of different looks and deception tonight. Stewart to the left side, turns it up. He'll have the first down as he crosses the 35. And Willie Gaston has to come up from the secondary to make the hit. Credit Jason Lehman with a good paving block.
Ron, I'll tell you who really had a good block also. Mose Phillips, number 19, the fullback. When you're in the eye, you're an I team. Mose Phillips with a good block. Lehman with a good block. James Stewart in there for the first down. And Tennessee's going to win this game tonight. Their offensive line has to win this football game. They have to control the defensive front of Alabama and establish the running game.
Jason Lehman said by the coaches to be probably playing better than anybody on that offensive front right now. He's number 66. Manning jings the pass complete. Kendrick Jones across midfield, and now here comes a late flag. 20 yards in the play.
Ron, your blitz. Here's Willie Gaston. He's going to blitz outside to try to get to the freshman early. And you talk about an impressive play now. This throw to Kendrick Jones is right on the money. That's an out pattern that a lot of people on Sunday don't throw that well.
The flag down, you could see the face mask, and now we'll see if it's 5 yards or if it is in fact 15. They're going to mark off 5.
You know, Bill Oliver yesterday at Alabama's practice, he said he throws the out. Enough said. That was an out pass across the field with a lot of zip on that ball. That'll make him quit blitzing.
8 minutes and 32 seconds left in this opening quarter. It has been non-stop action. Alabama took the opening series, got a field goal. They lead 3-0. Stewart breaks by one tackler, but Willie Gaston will finish him off. You could see he got by Ralph Staten first, but then Gaston was right there to make the hit.
Talking to David Cutcliffe, the offensive coordinator, he said that Bear Bryant's philosophy, and he feels Bill Oliver is the same. He's one of his pupils. He said is that you either storm the fort or you cover it. You don't do both. So if they decide that they want to blitz this guy tonight, they're going to continue to blitz him the entire ball game.
Well, speaking of smiles for different coaching staff, 75, Shannon Brown. You remember injured that arm so badly against Georgia. Well, he's in the game. Couldn't start tonight, but that means a lot. Pressure from behind. Damian Jeffries will have the sack on Manning.
You don't want a lot of plays that take a long time for the freshman quarterback, because here's the play action pass. Jeffries is going to come off the corner. They just had a bust in their blocking scheme by Leslie Ratliff, number 75, but Damian Jeffries with pressure on Peyton Manning in the sack.
So it's a loss of 8, and it will be 3rd down, and the line to make for Tennessee is the Alabama 29. Only 3 rushing down linemen this time, and they go with the rush. Stewart tries to get it outside, almost breaks by Willie Gaston, but he's going to be short of the first down by 6 yards.
See, they're thinking right now, Ron, as people might say, well, why didn't they throw? You got a freshman quarterback and you're throwing against a heavy group of defensive backs in there. Why not just hand it off to James Stewart and see what he can get for you and not force the throw and force the interception?
So the line of scrimmage is the 35, and they are lining up for a 52-yard field goal attempt by John Bexford. His longest in warm-up today was 49 yards, Mike. Good snap. He's got the distance, but not the accuracy. Just wide right. So there's a timeout. 3-0 Alabama. 6:25 left in this opening quarter. As you look at John Bexford on the sideline, and Mike, when you look at his numbers, he was a preseason All-American. I know that 52-yarders are long. That's indeed a big task, but still his numbers are way off compared to what he's done in the past.
And Ron, the tough thing about that, Alabama gets great field position at the 35 when you try that 52-yard field goal.
Barker under pressure, going to be sandwiched back to the 32, and Mike Tirico, first time to visit with you tonight. How are you?
Good, Ron. We're keeping an eye on Penn State, Michigan. 3rd and 10 in field goal range. Game tied at 24. Jopa to the end zone. Kerry Collins to Bobby Ingram, 16 yards. Lions by 7. Wolverines at midfield.
Ingram, one of the finalists in the Fred Biletnikoff Best Receiver in the Nation Award, and you can see why he's an awfully good one.
May come down to a 2-point play in that ball game for Michigan to make a 2-point play.
Barker will run the option play, and he takes a hit.
Talk about you have a quarterback with a sore shoulder, but yet you're running the option play, and what Tennessee will do is try to punish him. Scott Gallion, number 93, with a hit.
About to go into 5 minutes in this opening quarter. Third down, and they need the 45. You see the corner blitz, still on his feet, and it's overthrown, incomplete. And we'll see Dio for the first time tonight.
Same thing that Alabama tried on defense. Larry Marmie stepping up with a blitz, sending Raymond Austin on a corner fire. You're going to see him come from the left side. Corner Raymond Austin with a blitz, ran right by the tackle. Kareem McNeil put pressure on Jay Barker, but didn't take him down. Still able to throw the football.
Dio to punt it away to Sylvan. Nilo has dropped off around the 15-yard line. He kicks it away from him. On the run, Sylvan will make the catch and pick up a couple of yards. So we'll take a break. Crimson Tide 3. Tennessee very rapidly moving first quarter. 4:51, in fact, left to play in this opening quarter. Alabama on their opening series took it down inside the 10, wound up going for the field goal. Tennessee attempted a 52-yarder a moment ago. Bexford was wide right. Hayden into the lineup, but they go straight ahead with Mose Phillips. And let's check in once again with Mike Adams. Mike?
Well, Ryder, Mike, one of the reasons Alabama leads the SEC in virtually every defensive department, this eye-popping stat, and it's really tremendous, out of 73 opposing team possessions this year, look at the field position. 72 have begun inside their own territory, only one in Alabama territory. The average field position for the Tide's opponent, their own 23-yard line. That's something else.
Okay, Mike. We like your orchestra. Pass going to be intercepted by Tommy Johnson.
Freshman mistake again, Ron, because he didn't see coverage. He didn't read Tommy Johnson. Again, they baited him into this throw. If you look at the defense here, it's a four-man rush. Baited him into the throw. Tommy Johnson, number 10, the corner, just was able to sink back and pick off the Peyton Manning pass.
And the guy he had open was Sylvan, and he was unable to pick him up. That is 17 turnovers now by Tennessee. They are second in the SEC in turnovers. Williams, I don't know how he got back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to wind up with a gain of 3. As Tennessee strung it out, Shane Burton finally got a hand on it.
So far, Bill Oliver, the defense coordinator of Alabama, plan is exactly what you're watching. Stop the running game and make Peyton Manning win the football game for Tennessee or force him to make some mistakes.
Peyton on the phone upstairs with the coaches. A lot of looks like Alabama gave Miami and Gino Torretta in the Sugar Bowl a couple of years ago.
And as long as they do not establish the run, they're going to get a bunch of looks.
Wide open Chee, and he will catch it and go out of bounds at the 35. Deron Jenkins covering, but he was a couple of steps back.
Jay Barker really with some good ball handling here to start this play. Good fake, rolling to the right side. Chad Key just on an out route. You see how wide open he is with a good cushion from Deron Jenkins.
Mike, if you had to say one thing about this opening quarter, it has been the dominance by the Alabama offensive line that has made the difference, hasn't it?
And I thought Tennessee would have the advantage with the defensive line.
Williams, and this time he is stopped for no gain. I believe it's the first time tonight that we have had, actually it's not negative yardage, but it's for nil.
It gives you so many opportunities defensively if you stop them on first down to get your substitution package in to get the extra defensive backs in. And the player Larry Marmie counts on the most to make things happen is number 90, Ben Talley. He's his playmaker on defense.
Talley, of course, as we mentioned in the lineups, having made the change from linebacker to defensive end, number 90. Here they come in the corner blitz again, and the pass is dropped by Williams.
Ron, after the first 3 ball games, this is how Tennessee lined up in the first 3 games 2 weeks ago. There's the change they made now. They moved Ben Talley from a linebacker to defensive end. Moved Shane Burton from the left defensive end to the left tackle. Put Scott Guy in the middle linebacker to the weak side, and then brought Tyrone Hines in, the middle linebacker. That gives them more speed in their defense.
It is third down. Third down and 10. Actually, about 11 for the Crimson Tide. Barker, he is going to be sacked in the second time, and he really got sandwiched hard by White and Burton.
Right here, number 64, Steve White. Defensive end just keeps working against Joy Holiday. Number 77 is able to come in with Shane Burton on the inside to make the sack on Jay Barker.
Very good coverage kick. Tennessee will run away from it, and it gets right by the cover man at the 6-yard line. So it's a 43-yard punt. Well, coming up next to meet Ron Franklin along with Mike Gottfried and Mike Adamle with 1:56 showing on the clock in this opening quarter. 3-0 Alabama. Hayden. He takes it out over across the 25 to the 28, and Cedric Samuel in the safety spot will make the tackle.
Now, if Tennessee's to win this football game, James Stewart, Aaron Hayden, and Jay Graham are going to have to get about 150-plus yards running the football tonight for Phil Fulmer's team.
Stewart started. Now Hayden in the ball game, the senior out of Detroit. But they go again with the fullback. And Mose Phillips runs over the first wave, and then will take it out for the first down to the 32.
Ron, you're talking about an offensive line that's 310 pounds, 285 pounds, 310 pounds at the tackle. Just watch them sustain their blocks. Open up the hole. Let Mose Phillips, the fullback, get the first down.
Mike, if they go to shotgun, how much of a problem is it since Jeff Smith is not the normal center, and he hasn't done it in a game?
He's done it in practice, and you have to have confidence he's going to be able to do it here on Saturday night.
Mose Phillips continues to slide to the outside. And Mike Adamle, let's check with you.
Well, Mike Gottfried, with regard to that question about snapping into the shotgun, that's not the thing that the Tennessee coaches are worried about with regard to Jeff Smith. What they're most concerned about is making the line calls. Bubba Miller is accustomed to doing that. However, Bubba is right next to Jeff so that to help him out just in case, but they're pretty sure he can snap out of the shotgun.
Yes, Mike, as we visited with him yesterday in the hall, Bubba said, no, that's up to Jeff now. He gets to do the calls. Hayden, big opening, he breaks it at the 45, reverses his field. And he will be out of bounds at the 22.5-yard line.
Had a good block from Chester Ford, the backup fullback. And they're trying to take the pressure off of Peyton Manning. Dry on the fullback. There's the lead block. That's the block that really sprung Aaron Hayden. Now once he's in the secondary, he needs help from the wide receiver setting up the cutback. Alabama with very good speed in the secondary. Tommy Johnson, number 10.
He picked up an extra 15 yards on the cutback. It's a total of 41 on the run. Mix up in the play. Manning drills the pass too tall. Mike Tirico, let's go back to you.
Ron, Tyrone Wheatley had a big run getting Michigan down into Penn State territory. 4th and 2, down 7, must get the first down. Todd Collins pass. Brian Miller there defensively to get in the way. Michigan does not convert. Penn State. Storyline of the day. Road team wins a big game.
6-0 for the Nittany Lions. Our score 3-0. And we have just 14 ticks left on that clock in this opening quarter. Second down, the running play. Hayden. That is a nice job of a cutback. designed to go to the right, and he wound up taking it back to the left for about a 6-yard gain.
And
so that is the end of the first quarter with our score. Alabama 3 and Tennessee nothing. Mike Gottfried 3-0 to Crimson Tide on top. Mike, let's go back to what we talked about off the top of the telecast. The two quarterbacks, Peyton Manning, first freshman ever, Jay Barker, the injured shoulder.
What's a game of quarterbacks? Jay Barker, the veteran quarterback. Tennessee's blitzed him quite a bit in the first quarter. At Tennessee with Peyton Manning, they're trying to make him make mistakes, the Alabama defense.
Well, right now, as we begin the second 15 minutes of play, it is a 3rd down, and they need the 13-yard line. Straight ahead with a running play, and they will have the first down. Hayden off the left side, and it's some fine blocking by Lehman, Mays, and Miller.
Tennessee went to a wide-open formation, making you think they're going to throw the football. No tight end in the ball game. Just slipped the ball to Aaron Hayden, trying to spread Alabama out. Bubba Miller, number 71, just leading the play.
Kevin
all
Mays,
285 pounds of him.
Kevin Mays also, Mike. Those two youngsters with key blocks on that one. Hayden will take it to the 6. And all of a sudden, that offensive line in the running game, as a flag goes down, the key right now for the Volunteers.
You can circle Aaron Hayden because he's been responsible with some good blocking for getting this drive moving.
And a dead ball, personal foul, right, half the distance, Alabama first down.
Personal foul against Alabama.
It's Mike DuBose, the defensive line coach, trying to get somebody out of the ball game.
Well, Kevin Moore is the one coming out of the game, and Gene Stallings is stalking him, so I would assume that's who he wanted to talk to.
And Gene's not asking him about his classwork. You can bet on that.
It is a 1st and goal, Volunteers. And Alabama says we want to take a timeout. So we'll take it with them. 3-0, Alabama. And win for Alabama. And in fact, they were said to be that night frustrated Tennessee fans threw their radios in the river on the way back to their cars. Our situation. 1st and goal from the 3 for the Orange of Tennessee. Hayden hit in the backfield, and it's Shannon Brown, number 75, who penetrated the line of scrimmage and knocks him down for no gain.
The Woody Hayes robust T lives again here at Tennessee. T formation. Aaron Hayden behind both. The blocking of the right halfback. You see the T right here. Give to Hayden. You get 2 lead blockers, but neither blocker blocked Shannon Brown.
Shannon with that shoulder injury a couple of weeks ago. You could see the grimace on his face. 2nd and goal. Left side, still pumping. Loses the football, and I believe, let's see, Alabama has recovered at the 4.
It looked like Tommy Johnson, number 10, with the hit on James Stewart. Now there's the hit, number 52, Michael Rogers. Now there's Tommy Johnson, number 10, trying to drag the ball away from him. But what a hit by Michael Rogers, number 52.
Mike, we're going to give credit to John Tarks making the recovery on the fumble. So Tennessee with the turnover, their 2nd of the night, their 18th of the year, and the tackle at the 1-yard line. Didn't get him in the end zone, but they got him at the 1-foot line. Ben Talley.
Well, Ron, what you think about here, if you're Gene Stallings, you either quarterback sneak it to try to give you a little bit of room to maneuver, or you go deep here with the 1-receiver route. Just try to run 1 receiver just to get out of here.
Little man Stewart, who had the turnover just a second ago, being counseled by his teammates. The defense right now saying we're going to take it over at the 1. It is 2nd down, and now a timeout has been called by Jimmy Harper. I think somebody threw something out of the end zone stands.
Fans does not throw eyes on the field. People in the end zone do not throw anything on the field. Thank you so much.
Mike, we saw things coming out of the end zone, and Jimmy Harper asked him. the folks in the end zone who are very close not to throw any kind of ice, cups, or debris onto the field.
Ron, you got to be very cautious here if you're Alabama. You don't want to toss the ball. It has to be a quick handoff or a quarterback sneak.
That's what they go with. Barker straight ahead. Scott Gayton, number 93, is the man on top of the pile. And now it will be third down.
See, just that little play there gives you a couple yards to maneuver here. That's Woody McCorvey, the receiver coach right there, and we have in the picture, who's relaying the plays from Homer Smith, the offensive coordinator, to the quarterback.
We have a shaken up player. It looks like Steve White. No, Billy Barron. 94 rather than 64 is being helped off the field. Good effort by Tarrant Lynch to pick up anything, and it'll be a kicking situation. Mike, would you go after the punter here?
Well, you got possibilities both sides. One, if you go after the punter and you don't get it, of course, you still got the fair catch on the other side. I think in this situation, I would rather try the return here. Now remember that Sean Summers, the return man tonight for Tennessee. So you got Nilo Sylvan, a new punt returner, back catching the football.
Deal is standing about a yard and a half in the base of the end zone. This is a very good coverage kick. Sylvan with a fair catch at the Tennessee 48. That's a 47-yard punt. Let's take a break. At the 48. Time now for our Sega Sports student athlete to the game. For Alabama, senior quarterback Jay Barker. He's majoring in sports fitness management with a 2.9 GPA. He's a regular speaker to youth groups. And for Tennessee, junior linebacker Scott Gaylen. Scott is majoring in marketing education with a 3.2. He is actively involved with the Children's Hospital here in Knoxville. Sega, congratulations to these fine athletes. Play action by Manning. He's going to go on top. Double coverage, and the ball tipped and intercepted. Tommy Johnson will come away with it, and he's trying to return it.
Just like a punt, Ron. I don't mind that play by Peyton Manning, because trying to get those corners off of you, you give away some field position, but that's just like a punt. The ball's on the 16-yard line.
Tommy Johnson.
Alabama again. Willie Gaston is going to be in great shape here, and Tommy Johnson, number 10. Looked like Peyton Manning just threw everything he has, but you see the double coverage, and that's the mistake. Ball tipped up. Wise decision by Tommy Johnson would have been to kneel down and take the ball at the 20.
He wanted to return that thing, didn't he? Tarrant Lynch. Mike Tirico, let's check back with you.
In the Pac-10, the battle of the defense.
Now that offensive line, Mike, has got to be a little frustrated as they sit getting a breather on the bench. I mean, they have moved the football and done their job. They just have no points to show.
That's exactly what Alabama wanted. They wanted to force the freshmen to make mistakes.
This is Williams, and you can see he crosses the orange stripe. He'll have the first down. Scott Gaylen, who was one of our Sega student athletes of the game, we mentioned just a moment ago, makes the tackle.
It's amazing to me to watch Alabama. They struggle with teams they're supposed to beat. And then they play against Georgia, a team that's going to bring Eric Zier to town, and all of a sudden Jay Barker throws for a career-high throw on the football. Now they're against Tennessee, and their running games come back. They're mixing the plays pretty well. I mean, they just seem to play to the competition.
First and 10 from their own 30. Barker, nobody stayed at home, and he's going to run it. And didn't get to slide down quite as quickly that time, as he will be out at the 37 by Ray Austin. Again, I'm really surprised he's running, carrying the ball as much as he
Well, he had to there. It was a good play fake, and there was pass. I mean, everything was covered in the secondary, and no one was out there to contain him.
3-0 if you've just joined us. Alabama, they got that on their opening drive. We have just gone under 10 minutes left in this opening half. Draw play. 45-yard line for the first down for the Crimson Tide.
When your quarterback steps back there and fakes the pass like Jay Barker's doing, it's just enough to freeze your linebackers to take that little false step that they've got to go back into, drop back into coverage, and then the linemen are on them. Terrence Lynch with 2 big gains on that play, the draw.
Screen pass, Williams, and that's a nice job as Shane Burton, number 84, grabbed him by the ankle. He had blockers in front, but Burton got just enough of him to bring him down.
Talked about winning on first down. 4+ yards is a win if you can gain 4+ on first down. 6 out of 12, Alabama has done very well on first down.
They fake the counter tray. Barker throws it too low. And a good thing because it was nice coverage on the play. Brown on the comeback, but Davis was all over him. Malone and Chad Key will come into the lineup for the Crimson Tide in this 3rd and 10. Key, number 19, very lanky receiver. Former quarterback, has the good hands, possession type receiver. Barker's looking for, nope, gets it to Todrick Malone. And Todrick's going to be short of the first down. George Kidd and Craig King combining on the stop for the Volunteers.
What Jay Barker does best is able to move around in the pocket and find receivers open. Todrick Malone almost had the first down when he made the catch, and then he went backwards. Steve White with some good pressure. See him come back. He was at the line and may have had the first down, but he was trying to gain more. I think this is a good decision by Gene Stallings. You got a struggling freshman quarterback. Put him in the hole.
And again, another very good coverage kick. Going to bound at the 1, but goes into the end zone on a Tennessee roll. 46 yards in the punt. We'll have 7 minutes and 49 seconds left in this opening half. Well, a little different, interesting situation offensively for him.
Ron, here's a Texas native, Brandon Stewart, coming into the game at quarterback.
Brandon out of Stephenville, Texas. And little man Stewart, James, will go off the left side, and he will take it for a gain of a couple as Dwayne Rudd is there to hit him.
Early in the season, Jerry Colquitt was a starter. He got hurt in the UCLA game. Then Todd Helton came in, and he got hurt in the Mississippi State game. Really, what's happening to Tennessee by playing Peyton Manning, number 16, and Brandon Stewart, number 6, will be a blessing in disguise, because next year now you've got established quarterbacks, so it'll help them in the future.
You're not just established, Mike. You're talking about rare talents, both of them. Stewart will have it across the 25. Again, it's Rudd. Here's a report from the bench and Billy Barron. We saw him taken off the field just a while ago, a sprained right hip. And they will determine at halftime whether he will see any more action. Peyton Manning paces the sideline, and he has been spelled by Brandon Stewart here in this midway portion of the second quarter.
Brandon Stewart has excellent ability to run the football.
Here he is right here with just that, Mike. And he'll take it out to the 44, 1st and 10 Volunteers.
That's what he gives you on the football field. Not only a good throwing quarterback, but also a very gifted athlete that can run the football. And when you trap him or you get him in a situation where nothing's open, he becomes very dangerous doing what he's doing right now, running the football. Willie Gaston finally makes the tackle, number 22.
That's a gain of 17. Stephenville, the winner of the state championship, Class 4A in the state of Texas last year under his guidance. They were undefeated. Almost intercepted, and Tommy Johnson was just playing possum with him. Laid off the ball, and that would have been a touchdown.
second down.
Again, baited him into this, but you see this formation that Tennessee's trying to run. It's really an unbalanced formation. You got only two linemen back here. You got a tackle being the tight end, and you got two receivers over here. So really unbalanced to that side. They're trying to get an extra blocker versus the 8-man front. But you see, Brandon Stewart was too slow throwing the football. Tommy Johnson could have had 7.
At 15 yards, James Middleman Stewart.
And Alabama likes the fact of what they're trying to do defensively. They figure that Tennessee having to go 80 yards continually will make mistakes. Now, they're going to get some gains against us because they got that big offensive line, but they will make mistakes before they score. And that's the thinking of Bill Oliver, the defensive coordinator. See the line blocking here, just a quick trap up inside. Good blocking by wide receivers, and Jeff Smith, number 74, with a good clear out block.
Well, Hayden's in the ball game now as they get a fresh tailback in. Pass is zipped over the middle, complete to Joey Kent. And that's another Tennessee first down. Cedric Samuel defensively.
Now I think Bill Oliver's going to have to heat up Brandon Stewart, because the last thing you want is a freshman coming in here and all of a sudden thinking he's in rhythm. So now you've got to try to take him out of rhythm somehow, and the best way to do it is send a linebacker, send a corner after Brandon Stewart and try to upset his rhythm. Tennessee on first down, 5 for 12, so good success for them, just under 50%.
And the running play as they were shooting the gap, and that's Jeffries coming from a wider split out on the right side, was able to get his ankle and stop him for very short gain.
Philip Fulmer walking the sideline just was talking to one of the coaches, and I'm sure the point he's trying to make to them is, hey, we want to come away with something this time. We want to knot this game up, but we don't want to turn this football over. We'd like to have the touchdown, but let's make sure one thing, we don't turn it over and give that back to Alabama. We want points.
Well, Tennessee offensively in this ball game is already over 130 yards total offense.
There's been a manhole cover like Mike Adams recorded on this field.
Stewart is going to fall down, lost his balance, and he's going to wind up losing almost 10 yards in the play. And Jeffries was the closest man to him. Now the situation, you go to third down. The first down marker is down at the 17-yard line. And the point here, you got to pick up yardage because you're out of field goal range if you don't.
Well, Tennessee holds true to what they've done so far in this ball game. They'll go to a spread formation and run the football here, try to get some yardage and set up the field goal. If they hold true to form, that's exactly what they'll try to do.
Alabama 3, Tennessee nothing. About to go under 4 minutes left in the opening half. Hayden on the fake. The ball is delivered complete at the 25 to Kent. And first and goal, Tennessee at the 7.
Talk about having confidence in a freshman quarterback. They didn't stay true to form. They faked the ball on the run to Aaron Hayden and found Joey Kent on a crossing route. There's a missed tackle by Cedric Samuel, number 13. And Tennessee's back in business inside the 10.
27 pass play. Stewart. Submarine as he will have one. Ralph Staten is at the bottom of the pile, number 41.
Ron, has Brandon Stewart come on this field and been impressive? I mean, this young guy has really making things happen.
Mike, you know, and it shows not only both of these freshmen possess so many physical qualities, but what both have demonstrated mentally, they possess some great qualities as well as far as resolve and calm.
And you look at Peyton Manning. Brandon Stewart had the opportunity. He had the benefit of watching Peyton Manning, so he has an understanding of what Alabama's trying to do on defense.
They reverse it. Nilo Silva. Same play that they scored against Washington State on, but a nice job by this very quick Alabama defense, and Gaston would not be fooled.
Willie Gaston with a really solid tackle. Randy Sanders, the running back coach with Phil Fulmer, and Tennessee's going to take a timeout.
2:37 left until halftime. Alabama 3-0. And the situation is, it is 3rd down for the Volunteers of Tennessee. The ball is resting just outside the 4-yard line. Brandon Stewart, the second true freshman quarterback to play in his first half for the Volunteers. Peyton Manning got the start. And the running play will lose yardage to the 8. Andre Royal is the first man to come through and make the hit.
In trying to take the pressure off the freshman, but again, that play was dissected by Andre Royal, number 36, Matt Parker, number 98. There was not anything there.
Parker has been playing very good football for the Crimson Tide. We mentioned in the lineups that he had a fumble return for a touchdown last week. And now the pressure moves back to this fellow, John Bexford. He is 0 for 1 tonight, 4 of 11 on the season. But this one will be squarely in the middle of the field at the 16-yard line. And we're tied.
Ron, we're going to look at the key play in this drive. Number 11 right here, Joey Kent. The receivers on this side are going to clear out, and Joey Kent's going to just come across the field, and Brandon Stewart is going to hit him on a dead run, which is a big play that sets this field goal up. But again, you credit the Alabama defense because they were not to be denied to give up the 6 points.
Now this is the way the comparison goes as far as the two freshman quarterback for Tennessee tonight. Manning started 2 of 5, 22 yards, 2 interceptions. And Brandon Stewart, who just came in on that last series, 2 of 3, his numbers after one sequence.
And I really think it's unfortunate. The one interception by Peyton Manning was one they just wanted to air out. It was good defensive coverage.
Yards deep and not going to be returned by Alabama. Mike Adamle, let's go back to you and check in.
Well, Ron, going back to the tale of two freshman quarterback, you have to give Coach Phil Fulmer a lot of credit in handling these two young men's what could be fragile psyches. He pulled off the SEC recruiting coup of the last 10 years by getting them both to come to Tennessee. And anytime he makes a comment about Peyton Manning, he always mentions in the same breath Brandon Stewart. And Brandon, to his credit, has kept his head up while Peyton has started. Now it's Brandon's turn to shine.
Alabama has a minute 50 on the clock until halftime. And Barker, the ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage. And let's see, that's Leland Taylor. Yep, 57, the sophomore out of Louisville, who got a hand up and knocked it down.
Mike's talking about both these quarterbacks. As you see Jay Barker, the tip by Leland Taylor. It's tough to keep two guys happy, especially when they were stars in high school and all of a sudden come here and one's on the field. But Mike Adamle's right. They've done a nice job of continually communicating with those quarterbacks. Tennessee has one timeout left, Ron.
Drills it complete, Chad Key. Well, he got belted by Ray Austin after he made the reception. But that'll move the chains because it's good for 17.
Alabama's going to take a timeout. They have one left.
So we'll take that timeout with them. A minute 38 of time. The entire offensive huddle is 3-0 our score. 22 quarterback sacks allowed in 135 pass attempts.
And I'm sure Tennessee will try to come after him in this situation.
But they'll do it with the front fours. The linebackers stay at home, but they get pressure by the 4. And the ball just incomplete at the 50. George Kidd with the cover, and it was Turner that he wanted as a receiver.
George Kidd, incomplete.
You talk about pressure all the time. Ben Talley, number 90, is the playmaker for the defense. Since they moved him down inside, he's the defensive player that they expect to get pressure on Jay Barker.
It was Kareem McNeil who was trying to work against him. Kareem, one of the really good stories with the Crimson Tide, dropping 55 pounds during the off season, and he still weighs 273. But the feet, that's the important thing.
Feet didn't get any smaller, did they?
No, they didn't. Here comes a pitch reverse. Marcel West. And the speed of the Tennessee defense. Ronald Davis, one of those, getting outside to make the hit. That'll stop the clock at 1:22.
When they run that reverse with West #1, you go back and think of David Palmer last year, how much of the offense he really meant to Alabama. I mean, they played him at quarterback here. He had 42 rushes, averaged 6.6 yards a carry, 61 pass receptions, averaged 16.4, 7 touchdowns, and he was a big kick return guy. So they missed David Palmer in 1994.
Third and short. The running play, I don't know. Don't think he got it. Ray Austin came up to make the stick on him. No, it's going to be 4th down, Alabama. Clock runs at 1:05, now 1:04. If you're Tennessee, do you call timeout to stop it? Or
I don't think so at this point, Ron, because you're not sure whether they're going to fake it or not. But looking at Gene Stallings, he punted earlier with a yard to go. So I think he's, again, going to turn it over to his defense and punt the football. I think Tennessee should feel good about the first half. They've blown some scoring opportunities. Alabama has to feel very good about their first half, especially defensively.
Confirmation deal. Deep Sylvan.
Another very good coverage kick. This is extremely high. Back to the 8-yard line. Sylvan, and it's a 46-yard boost. Well, coming up at halftime, the Auburn streak. What a story. Unbelievable. And Penn State's Joe Paterno, Jopa. Also the upsets of the day, and there were many. As we show 23 seconds on the clock, tied at 3. The third Saturday in October, Tennessee and Alabama. And that, why should we be surprised that this one is tied as we go to halftime?
In a rival game, a lot of times you play it close to the vest, and this one's been the same type of game.
Brandon Stewart goes down on one knee.
Brandon Stewart downs the ball at the end of the second quarter.
And his head coach says, that's exactly what I wanted. Let's go to the locker room. We're not trailing. We're not leading, but we are tied. So that is the end of the first half with our score. Alabama 3 and Tennessee 3. Now let's check in with Mike Tirico for this halftime. William Watts, the wild thing they call him, will kick it off for the Crimson Tide. And this one is a low liner. And it's going to be picked up at the 7-yard line by Billy Williams. And Billy will not make it back to the 15. That ball was just like a 9-iron that had a lot of reverse on it. It just died right on the sideline. And it looks as though we'll see Brandon Stewart, the man who had the hot hand as we ended the first half, one of the 2 freshmen who will open it on offense. Well, I beg your pardon. He is staying on the sideline, and it's going to be Peyton Manning who will begin the activities in the third quarter.
Well, it's an interesting decision because Brandon Stewart really did have the hot hand, but Peyton Manning has played well in the previous ball game, so again, he doesn't want to lose a freshman in this game tonight either.
Stewart, and off the right side for about 5 is Staten, will hit him with an ankle high tackle.
James Stewart has to have a big game tonight, or his position has to have a big game with Aaron Hayden, but he has 10 rushes, 37 yards. He needs to crank it up a little bit here, and they need to give him the ball. But also, Aaron Hayden has been a very good addition in the first half as his backup.
Hayden normally comes in after a couple of series, so the opposition has to face off against a fresh tailback, and that's what happened in that opening quarter. This time they go with Phillips, so in the fullback, and he's out over the 20. Within a couple of the first down.
They pounded the ball, Tennessee, in the first half. To the left side of the offensive line, 83 yards on 13 attempts. Haven't had as much success outside. To the left side, just 14 yards. The right side, they haven't even tried.
Third down for the Volunteers. They need about 1.5 yards. Phillips again, the fullback, and I don't know if he got the first down or not. I don't believe so from where they have spotted it. Jeffries is down at the bottom of that stack.
I don't think they did get it, Ron. And they loaded up the right side, and sometimes a freshman can't check you out of a play. But they would have been far better maybe to go to the back side over on this side. But Alabama with a good stop to start the second half.
So Tom Hutton, the left footer, senior from Memphis, kicking to Tommy Johnson. Also Brad Ford has joined him back deep. Johnson, good coverage on the special teams as he gets sandwiched. 41 yards on the kick. So Peyton Manning opens the second half, and the Volunteers have to kick. Lee Safer killed the clock with his out-of-bounds pass. Unaware. It was fourth down. The game ended in a stunning 7-7 tie. By the way, there is a story also that when Bear Bryant and his team got to the locker room, that the doors were locked and they bashed it right off the hinges to get in to take their shower. Pressure on Barker. He got by the tackle. Mike Adamle, let's go down to you.
Regarding the shoulder of Jay Barker, so much was made of it. So far, so good. No stiffness. This is some of the action from the first half. To my count, he was hit not once, not about 5 different times. Each time he got up. After the series was over, he went back to the bench and went right on the headset to talk to Homer Smith and not to the trainer. So far, he's doing well. And there you see the stats. 2 quarterback sacks and 8 hurries.
Ron, he avoided a sack in the last play.
Yeah,
He has a strong lower body, and he avoids the sack.
A little bigger than some realize at 6'4". Speaking of bigger than you realize, Sherman Williams spins off 2 tacklers and will have the Alabama first down at the 41. Parker finally nailed it.
Sherman in the first half, up inside, not a lot there for the little back. But where they've really had some success is to the left side. 52 yards. Now, in the last play, they went to the right side. The same type of play on a 3 backfield set with Sherman Williams carrying the football. Get everything sealed inside of Tennessee's defense. He's 11 rushes, 67 yards.
Williams, you can see the quick pursuit, and he jumped right over the tackle. They had him for a loss. Tyrone Hines finally put a stopper on him, but he'll pick up about 3 yards.
Tyrone Hines, the linebacker, he wasn't really ready in the first 3 games because if you remember, Tennessee played UCLA, Wayne Cook, and Stokes. They played Florida with their passing attack and Eric Zier. He wasn't ready to take on the passing game. He's more of a run linebacker and was a little bit behind, but now he's caught up and gives him more speed.
You see, here comes the blitz, and they get outside of it. This is Steger, and he is tripped up and will go down at the 35. That was Galen. Scott got a hand out and tripped him up, or he had a lot of green in front of him.
Defensively, when you look at this Tennessee defense, in the first 3 ball games, UCLA, Georgia, and Florida, they were 1 and 2, and then they came back against Mississippi State, Washington State, Arkansas, more of a traditional running teams, and 2 and 1 with those 3 teams.
It is 3rd down. Alabama 1 of 7 on 3rd down conversions. Steger, left side, and with the second effort, he is going to have the first down as he spins his way inside the 30. What an effort. Steve White and George Kidd combined in the stop. Tied at 3. We're about to go under 11 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Fakes the counter play. Barker got him wide open at the 15-yard line. At the 10, Marcel West will break out of the tackle and he'll score.
pressure on him. They blitzed to the side that he was throwing the football. He saw the blitz, threw the ball very quickly to Marcel West. A great play by Jay Barker.
Mike, and they were faking the counter play, and the fake was ideal along with the blitz, wasn't it?
Low developing play, but Jay Barker made that happen.
Proctor trying to put the Tide up by 7, and he does. So as we go to break, let's take one more look at it. The very quick throw. Marcel West grabs it up. He scores. The first touchdown of the evening by either club. Marcel West on the sideline celebrating. That is by the way, his first career touchdown, Mike. And of all the games, there's a guy who was working against Austin. Well, actually, he was working against more than Austin, but he split the tacklers and took it in for the 6 points as Watts will kick it off for Alabama. And this is going to come up to Billy Williams at the 5. Williams breaks it open. All the way out to the 45-yard line.
What you want in a quarterback is somebody that's aware. You're going to see a blitz by number 45, Nick Jester. Jay Barker has a slow developing play. Now, stop it right here. Now, see the pressure. He knows he's going to get pressure up inside and pressure outside is coming. He pulls up the football with the football. Good awareness, throws off his back foot, still gets the touchdown pass to Marcel West. There's sometimes when you got a quarterback that just thinks, and the best thing we can say about Jay Barker, among many things, is he wins. He knows how to get the ball in the end zone.
We have a player shaken up as Peyton Manning comes trotting on, and it would appear that it's Watts, the man they call Wild Thing. He handles the kickoffs, and it would appear that Watts has injured that left shoulder. We'll get a report on him. Good field position for Tennessee. Play up the left side for 3. Mike Tirico, let's check in with you again.
A round of players shaken up in California.
One on the football field and the war of words as well, I think. 10-3 our score. Alabama leads. Early third quarter. Manning dumps it off in the flat. This is Aaron Hayden. Inside the 15.
Ron, Joey Kent with a block that really extended that play into a long gaining play. A little short pass just out of the backfield, something that they feel like Peyton Manning can just control right here. Here's the pass. Now we're going to pick up number 11 down the field. Now, again, good yardage, but let's see if we see number 11. There's the block right there by Joey Kent. Just brings Aaron Hayden down to inside the 15.
Mike, that was Ralph Staten, 41, that he got the step on, who had the cover on him.
Very close to a clip, too.
41 yards in the pass play. They look up. The 25-second clock is about to run out, and Tennessee has called a timeout. So we'll take it with them. 10-3, Alabama. We'll be right back to Knoxville after this. Their last possession, we've just had a 41-yard pass play that Aaron Hayden took and went up the sidelines with. 1st and 10 at the 12 for the Volunteers.
Well, they've had trouble trying to run it in here. Maybe they're throwing first down. Nope, going with the run.
Hayden puts the head down. Not much there. Maybe a couple. It's Damian Jeffries from his defensive end position.
They just had trouble when they get inside the 20-yard line against this Alabama defense.
Peyton Manning with a 2nd down and 8. The ball at the 10-yard line. Running play, boy, there is nothing. Michael Rogers stepped up into the hole. And you can hear scattered, well, they're not scattered anymore. A lot of boos from this crowd.
Michael Rogers, when I watched him play last year, he's one of those type of football players, when he tackles you, you go backwards. He's an excellent tackler. Senior linebacker, playing the middle linebacker position, and It's going to take a throw to get this ball in the end zone against this Alabama defense.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Third down. The line they need is the 2. Dumps it off. Hayden, he will have the first down. He does not get into the end zone, but that'll move the sticks.
Ron, let me tell you something. Your eyesight is getting a lot better all the time, because to see that he picked up the first down, it was real close, but Hayden stayed with the play. He was an alternate and outlet receiver, just caught the ball from Peyton Manning on a good decision and picked up enough for the first down. What eyesight you have.
Well, they needed the 2 and it's at the 1. I mean, good heavens, that's a yard, even from up here. Even old eyes.
My, what big eyes you have.
Touchdown, Tennessee. Bexford to attempt the extra point to tie us at 10. And he does.
Close to the best, the rivalry game. Last 4 meetings have been decided by a total of 15 points. And you can mark down Aaron Hayden tonight. We talked about Brandon Stewart and Aaron Hayden both in the first half. But Aaron Hayden has made some big plays. Now, James Stewart scored the touchdown, but Aaron Hayden with 2 big plays. And Peyton Manning with 2 good decisions on the little outlet passes.
Tied at 10, and the tough thing for the Alabama Crimson Tide is all of a sudden this crowd, it kind of went into a little bit of a walkabout in the first half, if you will. They slumbered, but boy, they're making some noise now.
I think Smokey got him fired up. You remember seeing him come out at halftime. He was galloping.
You were reaching for your pocket. You wanted to put a bet on him. 2 yards deep, and they're going to bring it out after the hesitation, and what a mistake. Riddle caught it 2 yards deep, hesitated, and now
Coordinator Larry Marmey, you look for a turnover here. Now you want to force Jay Barker or the Alabama offense into a turnover situation.
Williams going to be knocked down for a loss. Ben Talent. Now you can see where Alabama is huddling there. They are so close in that end zone as the stands are right there on the Alabama offense. In fact, that's our goalpost camera, and you see the defensive players asking for the crowd to make more noise. Williams knocked down at the line of scrimmage. He'll fight forward for maybe 1.
Acclimate themselves to crowd noise, the kind they expected here at Neyland Stadium. And what Gene did was pipe in the loudest version of Rocky Top he could find. Rocky Top till they drop. I happen to love the song, but everybody has their limit. Even Smokey the Blue-Tick Coon starts howling after a while.
I think he's howling right now because of this noise. Third down. Williams on the delay. And he is going to have the first. Nope, not going to have it. They're going to say knee is down shy of the 15-yard line. Wow, what a play that would have been. And Tennessee has a player shaken up at the 12.
Game of inches. Very close to making this first down.
I mean, Sherman Williams got tripped up, his knee touched the ground, and it appeared that he was going to get the first down. Ray Austin is the player who's shaken, and Jimmy Harper, the referee, has just said, my timeout, as the trainers have come out to help him off the field. Amidst all the excitement, his teammates left and didn't realize he was shaken up this badly.
Ron, you asked me earlier about going for punts. So far, Tennessee has not been able to return a punt. I believe I would try to go after the Alabama punter, Brian Deal, number 12.
Volunteers have got the return on. Good coverage kick again by Deal. Sylvan from the 36. Spins off one very hard tackle, and he'll take it to the 45. That is a 49-yard kick and 10 on the return. Fernando Davis, special teams.
And this is the kind of field position you like to have. But again, remember the kickoff that they tried to come out late? That set up the bad field position. Now you've got the freshman with pretty good field position.
Mike, I would remind you this is twice in a row that Tennessee will take it over at their own 45. They had a 40-yard kick return by Billy Williams after Alabama had scored, and now they get this punt at the 45. Tied at 10. Oh, this running play, not much there by Mose Phillips. We are about to go under 5 minutes left in this third quarter, and as both teams continue to depend on the run, this has been an extremely fast football game.
Gene doesn't think so. Let me tell you, if you're coaching them, you think it's a slow motion game. Bill Fulmer on one side, Gene Stallings on the other, pacing.
They came with the blitz, and they will get it. 91, Damian Jeffries. Second time that they have gotten to a Tennessee quarterback tonight.
They brought Ralph State, number 41, off the corner. Then Damian Jeffries, number 91, just really runs by Leslie Ratliff to make the sack.
Tennessee, the play selection, 34 and 10. Alabama coming with the blitz. They pick it up. Manning zings the pass too low. Incomplete at the 44. Sylvan is who he wanted, and it will be punting time for the Volunteers again.
Didn't take advantage of the field position, but should be able, barring any unforeseen mistake here, of punting him back in the hole.
Well, you see Brandon Stewart immediately coming up to talk situation as Hutton comes out to punt. Only his second punt of the night. And a dual safety. You see Tommy Johnson. He's back there with Brad Ford. Great kick. Wow. Hutton sends him all the way back to the 9-yard line. Ford will try to return it, and the coverage by Tennessee is magnificent. Good heavens.
He fumbled the ball, Ron, but they're going to call it dead.
48 yards in the punt. Jimmy Harper says Alabama football. Here's a look at that punt, Mike.
Brad Ford, number 11. Let's see if he did indeed fumble the football. I believe that's a fumble, Ron.
Very, very close. Running play. Williams hit in the backfield. He's going to lose a couple. Scott Galen again.
Both defensive coordinators are trying to make the big play. They're trying to get the turnover because both offenses are playing very conservative now. Now as you get with 3:29 to go in the third quarter, you're almost saying you're going to turn it over to your defense on both sides of the ball.
Marcel West comes into the ball game at wide receiver. He will go to the right of your screen, out of your picture. Barker dumps it off in a short pass, very smart, to Terrence Lynch, and he will pick up about 8 yards, 9 yards in the play. They're going to spot it at the 17. Corey Gaines defensively.
They've had success on that play all night.
Reversing out, yeah.
Reversing out, bringing Jay Barker back on a naked play. There's nobody staying at home for Tennessee on the right side. Usually what you're looking at, Tyrone Hines was lined up there the last time.
Third down, and they need the ball just across the 20. If that tackle moved on the left side, you could see Harville come out of his stance.
Before the snap, illegal movement, offensive team, 5 yards.
situation. Rather than a third down at about 2.5, you got about 8.5 yards.
Alabama's 2 of 9 on third down conversions. Haven't had a lot of success versus Tennessee, but again, you're talking about a quarterback that knows how to get it done, Jay Barker.
Here's a tough situation for Larry Marmee. Ray Austin, injured knee. He's out the rest of the game.
They're thin with Sean Summers out already.
Barker scrambles, gets it away, and the ball is dropped. Oh, my goodness, he had Patrick Malone, and as he weaved his way through traffic, the pass was dropped.
Ron, you're talking about injuries with Summers out, and now the defensive back that you're talking about, Raymond Austin. What that does is that keeps you out of your nickel and dime schemes, and you have to play a conventional 4-man scheme in the secondary. Even if Patrick Malone would have made that catch, I don't believe he'd have picked up the first down.
Deal, you can see he's already punted 6 times tonight, as long as 52. Stand by. We will about to go to Mr. Tirico and get another update. Had the pressure on, but whoa, what a fine job by Deal again. This is Sylvan from the 40. Up the far side, gets by the corner man, and he'll take it down to the 40. Mike Tirico, let's check in with you one more time.
Ron, we told you Utah, Colorado State.
That will be a great football game in Fort Collins, Colorado.
And
undefeated teams, and Colorado State fresh off a win last week at Tucson.
And the Wax had an edge over the Pack this year.
8-2, Mike. 8 victories and 2 losses. Stewart spins off one tackler, but that's going to be the end of the way. In fact, he's going to lose a yard in the play. Ozell Powell was the first guy to get to him, then Michael Rogers as well, and Burton. Now look at this right here. 22 possessions this year have begun inside their opponent's territory, and 6 scores. 4 touchdowns, 2 field goals.
I think a lot has to do with the play calling of the 2 freshman quarterbacks. I mean, you remember, you're trying to protect the quarterbacks a little bit in your play calling, but you have to unwrap them. You've got to go with it.
Manning spins out to his left. Throws it. It is tipped and incomplete. Cedric Samuel is the man who got a hand on.
Willie Gaston was ready for that interception.
He thought he was going to get the pick off until Cedric tipped it away.
Tennessee has been unable to take advantage of the field position in the third quarter.
Manning 4 of 9, 72 yards, and he's been intercepted twice. Tied at 10 if you just joined us. 66 seconds left in the third quarter. That's all. Third down, and they go with a running play. Stewart is going to be tripped up, and listen to this reaction.
The reason for the call is exactly what we talked about at the beginning. Playing close to the vest. Your defense is playing well. You don't want your freshman to throw the interception that beat you, and that's why they're making the calls they're making tonight. But they're really not taking advantage of the field position. Now, again, they'll should punt Alabama in the hole again, hoping for a turnover.
Extremely high kick. And Hutton is going to have this one hit at the 10-yard line, and they'll down it at the 8. Well, immediately following this ball game, number 22 against number... Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson standing by along with Adrian Karsten up in Boulder.
Ron, it's interesting. Jay Barker's not in the huddle yet, and there's only 12 seconds on the clock. And he's going to really have to hurry here.
Play clock is down to 6, down to 5. Counter. Sherman Williams turns the corner, steps out of bounds, and they're going to say he got the first down, a pickup of 12, and stopped the clock with 14.
They're really having success to the weak side. They're blocking Scott Gallion, number 93, the outside linebacker that really has to turn that play in.
Could be the last play of this third quarter. And he reverses out this time. They stay at home, and the ball is delivered complete to Lynch. Oh, my goodness, what a play by Jay Barker. As we said, White was all over it. 16 yards in the pass play, and the clock is stopped momentarily as they move the chains, but that'll be the last one of the third quarter. So that's the end of the third quarter with our score. Alabama 10 and Tennessee 10. Left in this one, the third Saturday in October. It's been back in 1985, the last time Tennessee defeated the Crimson Tide. Last year was a tie. Here's a drop play to Williams. Bounces off one tackler, gets to the outside, has 5, 10, 15, and counted off. They're going to see a gain of 17 on the play.
Another flag, too. I think they hit him out of bounds. It'll be a penalty on Tennessee. Had him stopped, Ron, and he bounced outside.
Let's go. Dead ball after the man is out of bounds. Personal foul. Defense. 15. First down.
The ability of Sherman Williams to find the hole. You lose him behind those offensive linemen, then he bounces outside. Now he's out of bounds, and there's the hit that they're calling the penalty on. Ronald Davis.
So the penalty moves it to the 30. That's the Tennessee 30. Williams outside in the right, cuts it back inside, and he is close to another first down. In fact, he is going to have it. Corey Gaines is there to make the tackle.
Sherman Williams has stepped it up tonight. Has made some big plays for this Alabama offense.
First and 10 from the Tennessee 20. This time they'll get the stop. Jonathan Brown is down at the bottom of the pile along with Ben Talley. In a very dangerous situation there for McNeil. You could see he got his leg caught underneath that pile going the wrong direction. But he got up and ran away, so that's good. Sherman Williams gets a break, and Brian Steger, 28, comes in replacing him. There's that draw play. Lynch, he'll have a couple. Nicely done by Scott Galen, the junior out of Seymour.
Well, the more you see a play like that, the more you get used to defending it. Scott Gallion's seen it about 5 times tonight, and they've had success with it, but he was able to step up there and make the play on Terrence Lynch.
Steger knocked backwards. Leland Taylor.
Tennessee brought both outside linebackers. You're going to see them both come, and they had a counter play called Alabama, and it never got a chance to develop. You see the defensive outside linebackers, Gallion and Sanders, were able to get up into the face of the defensive or the offensive tackles to stop that play.
For Proctor attempting this field goal of 44 yards. Lost his footing. Well short. So let's take a break, and as we go to break, you'll see one more look at what happened with Michael Proctor, who is very true, but look at his plant foot. Saturday Night CFA is brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? And by Visa. It's everywhere you want to be. The year 1939, both unbeaten and forever remembered. For Tennessee, Johnny Butler. That is called the run. 56 yards for a touchdown, but everybody that was there said he ran about 120. The Vols shut out Alabama 21-0. And a footnote on that, Lindsey Nelson called it probably the greatest run that he had ever seen.
I think Lindsey still lives here in Knoxville.
Yeah, he does. Running play, very short yardage, maybe a gain of 1, and this crowd continues to react.
You look at the comparison, Peyton Manning tonight, 4 of 9, 71 yards, 2 interceptions. Brandon Stewart, who came in and really ignited the offense and took them on a long drive, 2 out of 3 for 40 yards. I would think we'd see Brandon Stewart here pretty soon again also. There you see number 6, Brandon Stewart.
Running play, and Hayden gets outside on the right. He will have the Tennessee first down. Samuel holding on to him for dear life. Mose Phillips, good block on that play.
That's why you have to have depth at the tailback position. James Stewart, the starting tailback, has not been able to get on track tonight, but Aaron Hayden has come in the second quarter and now in the fourth quarter with a block from Mose Phillips, picks up the first down.
It was Willie Gaston who turned to flip after Mose threw the block. 12 rushes, 85 yards for Hayden.
Not bad for a backup.
That's awfully good 1-2 punch. Play action and the slip screen to Billy Williams. Gets a block. And what a quick return by Ralph Staten. Oh my goodness, did he recover well.
And you were talking about that block. It was Nilo Silva, number 83, one receiver blocking for the other. And Billy Williams has home run potential. He has so much speed. If he can get outside, he's capable of taking it to distance.
Joey Kemp comes into the lineup, and Sylvan will go to the bench. Tennessee 10, Alabama 10. We're about to go under 11 minutes left in the ball game. Don't forget, coming up from Boulder, Colorado, Oklahoma at CU. Manning going to go on top. Oh my goodness, he had him and overthrew Billy Williams. Mike Tirico, let's check back with you.
Ron, we mentioned at halftime that Napoleon Collins
Total rushing yards because both are just deadly against the rush. Straight ahead Manning, and that's going to be enough for the first down, it would appear. Mike Adamle, let's get a little thought from you here as they pick up the first down.
Well, Ron, in Jerry Colquitt's perfect world, Jerry.
Hayden, 5, 10. Oh, he's still dancing. 15 and 20, and he'll take it all the way down to the 21-yard line.
Very good block by Chester Ford, number 20, the fullback. And Aaron Hayden has just had a night that you just love to have your backup have. He just keeps juking and moving around and working north and south and up the football field, taking it inside the 25. Ron, he really has been the offense tonight for Tennessee.
He really, really has. And that smile that he had on his face in that headshot that we had of him probably is the same smile he's got on right now, because that put him well over 100 yards. They'll run him again. Gets outside on the left. Inside the 10. It is a first and goal, Tennessee. Yards for Aaron Hayden.
Ron, they've had trouble running the football in against this Alabama defense.
You see the blitz coming. They get outside on the left. Couldn't spin by the tackler. And let's go back to Mike Adamle and continue that conversation. Mike?
I'm not really sure what to say about that, because I mean, you never know what the coaches are up there thinking, and but you know, I just think it's great that we can come out here and play a good game in the second half.
Do you have a preference among the two guys who's more suited? If you were the coach, I don't want to make them put you on the spot.
Well, you know I can't answer questions like that, but basically I think
Best of luck.
Mikey's already worked on detente, I can tell you that. Third down. They reverse it out, throws it in the flat. And Mose Phillips is going to be hit by Willie Gaston on a magnificent one-on-one effort.
Really 3 conservative calls down there. Again, playing for the field goal. This pass to Mose Phillips, just a little quick fake, but defended very well by Willie Gaston. Really, first down's the best shot that you have against that Alabama defense inside the 10-yard line. But again, you're playing with 2 freshman quarterbacks, and that's the plan.
So Bexford with the field goal attempt of 22. Good pass, and he knocks it home. So let's take a break. The bombing by in Boulder, Colorado. The matchup between OU and CU. Ralphie just about ready to run.
Adrian likes Ralphie.
Oh, I'm sure Adrian is fired up about that.
Patrick Malone this time will go down on a knee. Drive, and they ate up almost 5 minutes, covering 69 yards. Hayden 56 yards rushing on the drive, and Bexford with the field goal. Situation, 7 minutes 45 seconds left in this one. Seems like a lot of time, and it is, but as conservative as the play has been, this clock has gone very quickly.
I think Alabama will now have to open it up a little bit.
Barker reverses out, throws it complete, and he'll step out of bounds at the 29. Curtis Brown, nicely executed by the Crimson Tide.
They've had that all night. The little fake inside, rolling either right or left. There's not been probably a good job of contained by Tennessee. See the fake now. Here's Jay Barker rolling to the left side. Ben Talley trying to rush him in the secondary. Curtis Brown is working against Deron Jenkins with a big cushion.
Well, Mike, you remember last year, Barker with a lot less time than this. Engineered a drive that ignited the Crimson Tide to bring it to a tie. Williams, and he's going to be racked hard at the line of scrimmage. It's Tyrone Hines, number 47, the new middle linebacker, who puts a stopper on him. Let's see, close to the first down, and yep, they say he's going to have it.
Tyrone Hines is out of Brownsville, Tennessee. He was a Prop 48 player in 1992, and the coaches have said he's just done great academically. He's a very quiet and humble football player.
Don't forget, coming up at the end of the ball game, Mike and I will pick the 2 Visa players of the game. Barker's pass thrown short, and very smart, I think, as Ben Talley was all over him. Didn't really have anybody open enough to do any damage.
No, they brought both outside linebackers again. Ben Talley's going to work against Kareem McNeil. Scott Gallion came inside, hands up against Jay Barker.
Gallion's had an awfully good ball game.
Played very well after moving from the middle linebacker position. First 3 football games.
Sherman Williams, can he get outside? Working his way, cuts it back inside. Boy, Mike, you are exactly right. As he gets the first down, he hides behind those big offensive linemen and then hits you with a burst of speed, and he's really hard to capture sometimes.
Well, Larry Marmee, the defense coordinator, said he has an uncanny ability to find a soft spot in the defense. He has the vision to find that soft spot. And here we go again. Jay Barker, 29, 1-1. It's a leadership in that huddle and on the football field for Alabama.
Sherman Williams ran into his own blocker and then got wrapped up. You could see King, one of the first men there, along with Gallion, number 93. Also Corey Gaines helping out on the tackle.
Homer Smith, the new offensive coordinator for Alabama, trying to get good mix in this drive. A run play, then a roll out by Jay Barker, just trying to keep Tennessee off balance. Tennessee's better against Jay Barker when they blitz him.
13-10, Tennessee. Here they come with the blitz, and the running play will be stopped, maybe a gain of 1. George Kidd, the junior out of Milam, Tennessee, hit Terrace Turner just as he got the handoff, and it's going to be third down.
When Tennessee's had success tonight against Jay Barker in this offense, they have brought people off the corner. You get him in a third down situation, do you defend him or do you come after him? I think you come after him.
3 of 11 third down conversions tonight for the Tide. Whoop, they left him open, then he throws the pass complete. That's Curtis Brown with the first down, and now here comes a late flag in.
We have an incidental 5-yard face mask defense. He added on at the end of the run.
Of 19, 128 yards, and a touchdown.
Something to remember in this drive. Sean Summers did not start tonight. He was a starting defensive back. They've already lost Raymond Austin. So they're limited what they can do in the secondary. Be playing with an injured secondary. They have a freshman playing, Corey Gaines, number 30.
About to go under 5 minutes left in the ballgame. Steger tries to get outside. He does, and he will be out of bounds to stop the clock.
Gene Stallings this season has had every game go to the wire. I mean, he's had close football games every week.
Well, they've averaged winning by what? Just over 7 points a game.
Well, they had a little bit of an easy time against Chattanooga, but Vanderbilt, they beat 17-7. The rest of them were close.
Steger tries to turn the corner, does for a couple, and they're going to give him forward progress to the 27. Now it'll be third down, and the line to make is the 23.
That's the freshman, Corey Gaines, number 30, who was able to come up and make the tackle. A lot of pressure on number 30 in the secondary. Corey Gaines, the freshman.
And Sherman Williams comes back in on the big third down play for the Crimson Tide. 4:30 left in the ball game. Tennessee by 3. It's Williams in the middle, hurdles the tackler, and he'll have the Crimson Tide first down. Boy, what a gamer. What a gamer. Only 5'10", they say 186. Sometimes when you walk alongside him, he doesn't look that big, but he finds an opening if there is one.
And he's out of Mobile, Alabama, and his mom goes to every football game that Alabama plays. He stays out with the linemen. After everybody leaves practice, the linemen stay out extra and run. He stays out with them because he wants them to know that he's with that offensive line.
Play to the open side. It's Lynch. Turns the corner. Inside the 10, bumped out of bounds. It is first and goal, Crimson Tide.
Chad Key is what makes this football play go. Credit Homer Smith with a great call. They haven't run the option. They're not an option football team. Chad Key, number 19, is going to come inside, and he's going to crack back here and really set this football play up. Watch the crack back. Wow. And then a good block by Sherman Williams. I run the ball, I block. Terrence Lynch down inside the 10.
6.5 yards away. It's Williams. They run it back into the boundary, and he's going to be tripped up by Steve White.
I think, Ron, where you have to worry about Alabama down here for Tennessee defensively is Jay Barker's ability to run the bootleg down here. You have to be so conscious of Sherman Williams, but also the bootleg here by Jay Barker.
What Mike is saying is everybody has to stay at home. You got to check first and then go after the football. Williams turns the corner. Touchdown, Alabama.
Gene hits Jay Barker. He says, just another day at the office, son.
Michael Proctor. Tennessee is trailing by 4 as the extra point is good. We're going to go away for a moment. 3:04 left in the ball game. Alabama leads it 21-13. That's our score. Alabama leading the ball game with 3:04 left to play. Offense is down on one knee in the sideline, and they know that as little time is left, they got to get out and get it done in a hurry. They trail by 4. Very returnable kick. This is Williams for the 6th. Oh my goodness, what a hit. Sherman Williams, how important is he to this football team?
Well, I nicknamed him the Painter a couple of weeks ago. Sherman Williams, the Painter. Here's Sherwin-Williams, the paint company. When he rushes for over 100 yards, Alabama 9-0. 16-0 when he scores a TD. And the Painter has had a big night painting here at Knoxville.
After this play, Mike, we've got an interesting replay to show you on the touchdown run. And over the middle. Complete to Joey Kent. All right, look at the guard. The ball is snapped. Nope, he's already out of his stance, and he gets out on the corner to make a block. Possibly a procedure penalty could have denied that touchdown by Alabama.
That's Maurice Belcher, number 64, and he got to the corner a little quick.
Manning going to run, and he'll get out of bounds, stopping the clock at 2:43. That's Andre Royal, who was in pursuit. Alabama with 3 timeouts left. Tennessee with a couple. 17-13. Crimson Tide leads. Manning gets by 1. And he's going to have to run as much as he can and then get out of bounds again. That was Burton, who was in pursuit.
Alabama's not going to sit back and allow him to get a good look. They brought Andre Royal off the corner, number 36, to put some pressure on Peyton Manning. They're just going to try to keep him out of rhythm in this last drive.
The line of scrimmage is the 41. They need the 48-yard line to pick up the first down. Brandon Stewart watches anxiously from the sideline, hoping that his teammate can get 5 here. Lobs it, has it complete. That's Joey Kent across midfield. It is 1st and 10, Tennessee.
The change up by Alabama that time was to play pass defense and not go after Peyton Manning. Joey Kent just bought some time. You're going to see the rush of the down lineman. Good coverage in the secondary. Joey Kent, number 11, continues to work against Cedric Samuel, number 13, to get open for the completion.
Manning going to be hit, and boy, does he get taken down hard. That is Jeffries, and 3 sacks against Tennessee tonight, and immediately the Volunteers call a timeout with 2:09 remaining. So let's take a break. Alabama 17, Tennessee 13. We'll be right back. Now 2:09 left in the ball game. Situation, Philip Fulmer's Tennessee Volunteers have the ball at the 48-yard line, and following that sack, it was a loss of 6. They need 16 to pick up the first down. Most importantly, though, they're down by 4 and barely over 2 minutes to play. Complete at the 31-yard line. That's enough for the Volunteer first down. Joey Kent again working on Samuel.
They're always flushing Peyton Manning to the right side. If you notice, Ron, he always throws to the right side. Drop back pass. Now they force him to the right side. He throws across his body to Joey Kent, number 11, for the completion.
Fifth catch for 92 yards. Draw play. Here comes Hayden. Trying to get to the sideline, and he does. Out of bounds inside the 15-yard line, and all of a sudden the third Saturday in October comes back to the script that you always expect. It ain't over yet.
Aaron Hayden made this happen with just a little stutter steps, ran through a tackle of Cedric Samuel, number 13. But remember, all evening, when Tennessee has got the ball inside the 10-yard line, they've had trouble with this Alabama defense.
That's the reason, Mike, I have to wonder on first down
This is your
they might not throw the football.
This is your best down to throw the football. Tennessee has 1 timeout remaining.
Manning short drop, and he whips the pass. Kent has it complete, and it'll be minimal yardage as they'll spot him out at the 9. Actually, it's a gain of 5, so it's not minimal. That's a big plus play.
Now you have a 5-yard completion on first down. That gives you 3 cracks if you want to try to go up against them running the football. As hot as Hayden is, Stewart's back in the ball game. I was going to say you want to get the ball here in Hayden's hands, but you'd have to give it to the sideline because that's where he's at.
Blitz, handoff goes to Stewart, and somebody caught him by the ankle. I think it was Matt Parker. If he doesn't grab him, I think that Stewart might have been in the end zone.
Strong runner. He's 6'1", 218 pounds.
Third down. They need the 4.
Right guard was moving, Ron, for Tennessee.
Manning gets thrown down, and the Tennessee coaching staff is out on the field saying, hey, wait a minute, the whistles were blowing. The guard had come out of his stance.
We have a dead ball. Illegal movement, offensive line, 5 yards.
What was happening to the right guard on this play is he was trying to hear what was going on, and he was moving just at the time the ball was snapped, and they called for illegal procedure.
Manning has hit his last 5 in a row. But the big situation here, third down, and he needs the 4-yard line. We have a minute and 12 seconds remaining. Drills it. Tip. Oh, my goodness, and went right by his hands, and I think it was Michael Rogers who got just enough of a deflection.
Michael Rogers was in excellent position as the middle linebacker to tip that football. Peyton Manning on a straight drop back pass trying to go over the middle, but number 52, Michael Rogers, will get his hand just barely on that football.
I mean, he thought Joey Kent had a reception for a touchdown, and now Tennessee has called a timeout. It'll be 4th down, and we have 67 seconds left in the ball game. So our Visa players of the game for the Alabama Crimson Tide: Sherman Williams, 26 rushes, 142 yards, and a touchdown. And for Tennessee, Aaron Hayden. For him, 146 yards and 16 carries, also 2 receptions for 49. As part of their continuing effort to further the development of amateur athletics, Visa is proud to donate $1,000 to each of these universities and $1,000 to the U.S. Olympic team on behalf of these athletes. Peyton Manning very emotional on the sideline. And with a 4th down situation, they got to take it to the 4. They still got plenty of time to score. That's the most important thing right there, though, Mike. They need 8 yards.
Well, they can pick up the 1st down at the 4-yard line. But with 1:07 to go on the clock, I would think that Bill Oliver would really try to pressure Peyton Manning here.
Time to win here at home, 1984. It's come down to this, 4th down. Movement by Alabama, so it's a free play. Pass is intercepted at the 2-yard line, but I believe they will gain a reprieve with the offside.
Kelvin Moore, number 95.
Defensive team, offside, 5 yards, replay the down.
Philip Fulmer looks up at the clock and says, okay, we dodged one, a major one, but now we have a 4th down and about 3 yards.
Number 94, Kelvin Moore, jumped offside. Give him another shot here.
Here comes the pressure. Pass is thrown incomplete. Sylvan is the man he wanted at the 4-yard line, and it was Gaston on the cover.
Sometimes you have to learn your lessons on the field, but I'll tell you, there'll be another day for number 16, Peyton Manning. Getting a lot of valuable experience along with Brandon Stewart. The last play, trying to get the ball to Nilo Sylvan, number 83, and Gene Stallings says, it appears that Jay Barker will go to 30, 1-1.
And when he gets this 30th victory tonight, if they can get rid of the last 40 seconds, he will tie Harry Gilmer. Harry Gilmer had a record of 30 wins and 9 losses in his stay at Alabama. And for Jay Barker, he will be 31-1. That'll do it as the Crimson Tide players coming on the field. And Gene Stallings goes across to shake hands. His ball club still undefeated. Tennessee goes to 3-4. Mike?
It was a game that we talked about. When you get in a rivalry game like this, sometimes you play it real close to the vest, and that was the way both teams played it tonight. Alabama gets the edge.
So our final score, Alabama 17, Tennessee 13. For Mike Gottfried, Mike Adamle, and our entire outstanding ESPN crew, Ron Franklin saying so long, everybody, from Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee. And let's throw it to Mike Tirico.
Okay, Ron, so the storyline, conference games on the road, half the top 8, and they all go on the road and win. Auburn, Nebraska, Penn State, and here, Alabama. Colorado has a test tonight in the conference.
Another outstanding. Now, after a couple of weeks where you're down, a little bit injured and nagging injuries, but I know you didn't want to use that as an excuse.
Well, you know, we came out hard tonight. We had to win the game, keep our undefeated season going. So all the players came together. We played real hard, went out there, we whooped butt, came home with a victory, going back to Alabama, you know.
What is it about this team that always, you just seem to play as well as you need to win?
Well, you know, we just do what we have to do to win. We go out there, we play hard. We do what we have to do to win. It's just bottom line, you know.
We've been calling you the paint man like Sherwin-Williams. Tonight, this field was your canvas. Congratulations. Okay.
Okay.
Back to you, Mike.